Hey guys, so welcome to today's live stream. I'm just gonna wait a second and have everyone log back on. I restarted the live stream because I got confused if the perception was good enough on the top of the Citadella. So I'll give it a moment and then we will start. Hello, Buckies. I hope we're gonna make it in time because I can see the sun is slowly starting to set. Hey Attila! So for you who's already here, hi Annette. Cool. Then it's working, yay! And the sound is great. I got a mic for once because I thought if I'm gonna be outside, I'll try to get all the outside noises away. Cool. As usually, those who have questions in their heart or on their mind, write it in the comments below and we will look into it together. And I also have some questions already from last week that I'm gonna look into. So the first one. Why does everything feel so heavy this summer? When on the surface everything looks peaceful, why is it that there's a war inside of me? So as I have been talking about on the beginning of the year, this year is a year of transformation. It's a year where we are no longer who we used to be and we are walking towards a more authentic part of ourselves, a more authentic version of ourselves. When we walk in that direction, there will be things coming to the surface. There will be people that trigger us, and at the end of the day, we will realize that it's our own patterns, our own wounds from our childhood, etc., which is coming to the surface to be seen. It is not coming to the surface to harm us or to hold us stuck. This is not a year that is pulling us down again, down deep to the ground. It's a year where we are supposed to set ourselves more free. More free in the sense that we become more authentic. We become truer to the version of us that we wish and desire to be in this incarnation. Why it is so important? Howdy! Hey. It is so important that we become a truer version of ourselves because we're stepping into a time area where a lot of things is automated. A lot of things is AI created and a lot of news will be fake, right? So for us to stand stronger within ourselves and together as a whole and a community, it is so important that we learn to trust our inner voice, that we learn to trust each other. And we can do that when we dare to be ourselves. So we are vibrationally matched to people who are matching that energy that we send out. I'm sorry, I tapped into the other person. What were we talking about? Vibrationally matched to timeline. Yes, and so that we can stand strong within our truth. So when the world becomes an uncertain place, when a lot of things are in transition, we need to trust the light within ourselves. We need to trust the people surrounding us that we choose to share our lives with. If we are too filled up with old triggers and traumas, we do not see each other clearly. We see only our past. So to become more calm in our relationships, to become more present on our work spaces and etc., we need to become closer to our authentic self. Long story short. Okay, let's see here. Hi Valiant, I am on the Citadella. Let's see, Annette. Jacob Wonder 5. Is there any dinosaurs left on Earth, like the big thing dragon in the store, Sean? Dragons have energetically been around our planet for a long time. They were here long before we were born, and they will still remain long after we are gone. Dragons is a part of what we call dinosaurs. At that era, dragons was real. For now, there's a lot of energetic dragons around. We don't have so many in physical forms any longer, but we do still have some around, yes. If you look into old mythologies, if you look into the Chinese way of looking at things, and even the Nordic mythologies, you will see trails and tales of dragons, and that is not without a reason. It is because it has been, and it still is, a part of this reality. Not in the sense that we see in Games of Thrones, but in the sense of creatures that hold a lot of wisdom, because they've been around for so long, and a lot of power within their whole beings. So if you are a light being or sensitive, you can tap in and connect with these dragon energies. That was a wasp, which I'm allergic to. And you can tap into these dragon energies, and you can start aligning with it. Even just the perception of your reality. If you believe that dragons are real, you link to a line of consciousness which is linked to that empowerment of how you perceive this dragon being, right? So it doesn't even matter if it is real or not. What matters is that you can feel that existence, and you can link to that. And there is coming a car. He will be passing soon, I hope. 1 second, guys. So that is the most important thing. The world is one big illusion, right? So everything ever created in your mind exists in a certain way, if not within this reality, then in the mental reality, which is still creation. It's just not physical manifested into this reality. I hope that made sense for you guys. Hi Isabella. Hey Yuris. Woo, this was long. 3 questions. Can you tell me something about Kundalini awakening? I also heard that it can be dangerous for people who are psychosis sensitive. How do you see that? Okay, so Kundalini arising is basically hello. So cute. Show me, boy. Okay, once again, Kundalini arising. So Kundalini is basically these 2 energetic threads of like snake energies that goes like this all the way up along your spine. What they do is they realign your whole energetic center, and they pull up all the unhealed part within yourself to surface, right? Basically, it's just a very quick way to look at all your things all at once. It will come to the surface, so it can then transcend out of your body. Like, that's the main thing of Kundalini rising. The reason why people say that you have to be careful with it is because you are in and you're working a lot with energies, and it's all coming to the surface. So if you're not grounded within the who you are, and it all surfaces at the same time, you have to face so many parts of your unhealed traumas and energies all at once. So for people who are not fully grounded within who they are, they're with psychosis people. It can be dangerous because you might lose grounding. You might think you are something or someone that you are not. Hello, Wolfie. Hi. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, so they wanted to treat you.
That's totally okay. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Second question. How come some people seem to move on easily after a breakup and others are mourning for years? Is it because that the deep wounds are touched and how to heal it? So it depends from relationship to relationship. Some people, once they leave the relationship, already outlived it. So they don't leave the relationship until they are fully sure that they want to leave, that they kind of, and it's a typical woman thing to do. They kind of mourn the relationship while they're in it, and they first let go on the moment they are sure that they're not gonna turn back. And then they leave the relationship and they're feeling free. They're feeling over it, right? People who mourn it often are people who tend to suppress their emotions in the relationship, even if they ended their relationship. So they end it and they feel fine, they're good, they don't mourn it, and all of a sudden it hits them because when you suppress your emotions instead of expressing and allowing them, it will surface at some point. And if you tend to do it multiple times, it will be a thread linked to all the times that you have felt this suffering or longing. And then it will feel so much heavier. At the end, you don't really know who you are mourning, just that you're feeling alone, not good enough, and all these other feelings that might follow after a breakup. There is also just a difference between people. Some people are really fast in working with what did I do right and wrong in this relationship? What did it mean to me? Am I forgiving for what was wrong? Am I loving and accepting what is? And am I grateful for the time shared and ready to let go and move on? And other people have more of an attachment. So they hold on to what were in the wish and desire to bring that back and think that they are not whole without that person. Those people usually seem to mourn also a bit longer. Let me know if this was answer your question, and if you have any comments to it, write it and we will look deeper into that part. Third one, who is your all-time favorite boxers and why? I don't know. To be honest, I always prefer to fight myself rather than watch other fighters fight. But I think a lot of fighters hold a lot of good skills. Two of my favorite at the moment is Muhammad Ali always, and Usyk from Ukraine at the moment is one of my favorite because not only has he a great character in the ring, but he's also a great human being, and I do value that above everything. Hi Christina. Hey Iran. Hey Misako. Kako sistema. I hope you're good and everything is fantastic. Thank you so much, Christina. Everything has been quite intense lately. My body, since I arrived back in Budapest, my whole... Wait a second. Hello, Rufi. Hi. I love all these dogs. So since I arrived back in Budapest, I had this disalignment in my whole right side. So my Achilles was hurting first of all. After that, my leg was stuck, my pelvis was out of place. Even my hand, the leg, how do you say it, like the muscle in the hand, my ear was popped. My jaw was out of place. So like my whole right side was completely chaos. So I was like, what is going on? And right side is like the masculine side. It's like moving forward in life and having like structures, and also symbolize the masculine people in your life, right? So the father roles and stuff like that. And I were diving deep into this. So diving into the masculine characters in my life from the past and now. And diving into, okay, am I still moving from having to do Am I still moving from this space of masculine energy, which means having to protect myself, having to make sure that I am doing enough so that I can... And I realized that I'm still in survival mode. I've been in survival mode for some time now, right? So I had to take a step back in myself and surrender into being, because that's the female part, right? It's where females actually are supposed to be. It's not so much the doing, it's more the being, feeling, flowing, and then through that creating. And also when you look into human designs, that is also something with that. And we are stepping into the time of Aquarius, so no matter what, we're supposed to be more than doing. So I'm working on that, and it is also a theme for many people in this moment, especially sensitive people, is to find that balance between being and doing. Because you can do a lot of things while you're being, but if you constantly focus on doing, you are not existing at the same time. So it's to fully surrender into your being and allow yourself to move with you, so that we are not just walking around in this rat race, running, following all the systems which is already created to capture us into this reality that we call reality, but allow ourselves to be and flow in the direction which is most aligned with our being and our self. Yeah. Miss you, wish you were here. I miss you too. And I am coming. We are, for the people who don't remember, then me and Annette, we wrote a book together called I Am Elisa. And we actually wrote a second part, half of it. And the funny thing is that we wrote it somewhere during COVID, right? And we wrote about how AI was gonna evolve and all of that. And now we actually are there, of which we wrote about 4 years ago. Anyways, we also wrote the Book of Freya. So I am to go to north of Sweden, so that we can go to the places Freya used to be and finish the book with beautiful pictures and feeling into the surroundings and stuff like that. Just for a heads up. Okay. Isabella, my hip is hurting often. Can you see what the problem? Is it the left side or the right side? So hips are representing... Hips are what's carrying you, right? So your hip, your root chakra, all of this, you know, is representing safety. Safety in yourself, safety money-wise, family-wise, location-wise, so where you live, who you choose to live your life with, all of these things. So when there is unstableness and insecurity within your groundation, that's when your hip and lower back start to create problems. So for women especially, we are wired to sense danger. We are wired to sense for security, because that is within our biological human DNA. So for us, we basically subconsciously every day feel unsafe on some level, especially in the rat race world we are living in nowadays. So for women, it's so important to realign with that feeling of safety. Safety in ourselves, safety with our surroundings, safety within our environment, choosing things that can help us to create that safety and stability of which is needed for us to be. So you are this sensitive person, and for you it's very important to have the feeling of safety and security. So if everything is too all the way up here, you don't have that, and then you start feeling problems from here and down. See, I'm currently distancing myself from a toxic relationship with my aunt. Oh, I have to push this see more button. Okay, I'm currently distancing myself from a toxic relationship with my aunt. And I have a series of boundaries she overstepped deep down. I know that I don't want that anymore, and I'm truly distancing myself. But I find it very difficult because I might run into her again and the family gatherings. Do you have any tips to cope with it? Lots of love. Hey Sam. The people we cannot avoid in our life is here to represent something that we have to face, right? So if you are sure with yourself that you have to see this person again, you have to look inside of yourself. Which boundaries did she overstep? And are you able to put those boundaries now? Can you rise within your authentic self and put the boundaries that you didn't do in the past? Because it's not just that people cross our boundaries. People cross our boundaries every day. It's that we allow them to cross our boundaries. So the real thing is, can you stand up within yourself and put those boundaries? And then watch what happens. If she then responds and don't want to see you, then that's her choice, right? But if you put your boundaries not with resistance or anger or something like that, but just purely, this is my boundary, please don't overstep it. I love you for who you are, but until here and no further. That would be your challenge. If that's not possible, and if you'd say that you are not there within yourself, you don't dare to put those boundaries, and you have to see her at a family gathering, then you have to surrender into it is the way that it is. One, I cannot change her. I do not dare to stand up for my boundaries, or she keep overcrossing them. She don't respect or accept my boundaries. So then you know with yourself, I know when I step into this space, I will meet this woman. She will overstep this and that. I love her for who she is, and I allow her to be who she is. And then I just step away, sit at the other side of the table or something like that. As long as there's still this anger and entanglement, there's still something unsolved inside of you. So the first thing is to look into which boundary was overstepped, where within your past is that linked to, in which way can you forgive yourself for it? Is there any of this you need to talk over with her? So write everything down on a piece of paper, see what moves inside of you and see what is still left inside of you once you wrote everything down on that paper. I hope it helps you. Thank you so much. Usuk is also one of my favorite. I saw the highlights from the fight yesterday. Thank you, Impresses once again. Yeah, he's awesome. I like his character, I really do. All right, I think that was the question so far. I do, and we still have a bit of sunlight or sunset light. I do have some question here. I guess if I can open the phone. Actually, you guys asked some of the questions we have here already. Can I attach bad spirits? How do I get free from them if I do? So, as everything is energies and vibrations, if you see yourself as this grid of energies, right? And if everything flows, it has like one vibration that's kind of like vibrating out your aura, everything, and everything is moving all the time. You, as we move around in the world, is also a vibration. You become a vibrationally matched to different things when you walk, even when you walk on the street. So sometimes you are vibrationally matched to people who were kind and nice, and other times you are vibrationally matched to people who were rude, right? So all of this is something that matches something within your system. It can be something stored, something unsolved, and etc. If you are in deep grief, we tend to be a vibrational match for energies which is aligned with grief. So yes, we can carry around spirits or lower vibrations that feed upon our sadness, that feed upon our fears, and that is when you feel this deep pull downwards and you feel a spiral. And the spiral is not only your thoughts, but it's like your thoughts are being amplified. It's like there's an extra voice in your head or an extra sorrow just digging a grave inside of your belly. Then you can have like these energy identities linked to you. But the thing is, Everything is energy. We do not have to fear this, because you can get rid of it the moment that you release that suppressed feeling inside of yourself, or you go through whatever sorrow that you're feeling. They're no longer a vibrationally matched to you. So they can only stick on you as long as they are matched to something unsolved inside of you. So sometimes when I get sad, I get like no day tomorrow sad, right? So sometimes I feel like I'm crying for the whole world. And if I do, it doesn't matter, because the grief that moves through me is something which is a vibrational match to something that moves through the world. But the moment that I am finished moving through it, I'm free from it again. So this is the truth behind it all. If you want a tip, trick, fast way of dealing with it, all you gotta do is you gotta ground yourself, feel your feet on the floor, allow Mother Earth to grab your feet and pull the energy up until you have like your lower chakra here, right? And then you open up to the sky energy, source energy. Allow it to flow down through your body and wash you clean. Then you connect to source. Make sure you have this beautiful feeling in your heart, saying source or God, depending on what you perceive as the source and name. Ask it to wash you clean and disattach from every link which do no longer serve you. I usually call upon Archangel Michael, help me to cut on the energetic line to the people or to the energies, entities that do not belong to me and do no longer serve me. And after that, you just say thank you. Deep in briefly, breathe in deeply. And feel how your body is relaxing step by step. If there's something there's not relaxing, if there's something there's not letting go, it's because that's something you still need to look upon inside of you. So we are in this transformation from the old way of being into a new way of being, right? And more people become open for the spirituality. Within spirituality, there is a chance of spiritual bypassing. So you are love and light all the time and you don't really dive in to work with what is going on inside of you. But to truly integrate in this time and to become that authentic self that we have to be in the time coming, it's important that we dare to dive into what we do not desire to feel. Not to linger with it, not to stay within pain and suffering, but just to move through it long enough so we learn to not be afraid of it. A lot of people are afraid of pain. They don't dare to open their hearts in relationships because they're afraid of getting hurt. Or they don't dare to take that job they desire because they are afraid of failure. What if they're not as good as they wish and desire to be? So we are holding ourselves imprisoned because we don't dare to do things because of the fear of our emotion. So the fastest way to get what you desire in life is to not fear any of those feelings. It's to allow yourself to move through whatever comes. And it doesn't matter how heavy it is or hello or who or what hurts you. As long as you don't fear to move through it, you will be free of it. Hello. Feel it to heal it. Exactly, Rihanna, you got it. Okay guys, if you have any more questions, let me know in the comments below. The sun is slowly setting, so let's see how much time we have. Help me lift my vibration. Aight. So it's basically what we just talked about. I love how everything is linked together. Lifting our vibration is the same thing. It's to go through whatever holds you down, is to not have resistance upon any of those lower emotions, and then come back to a state of gratitude. I always say it doesn't matter how bad you feel, as long as you every day come back to a state of gratitude. So not by running away from it, not by suppressing your feelings and moving through the day, no, I'm not thinking about it, I'm pushing it away, no. By saying, okay, I sit with it, I feel it, and so what? Let me feel everything of it. Let me move through it. Let me be consumed by it in that moment, only to then rise, walk out, find 3 things that you're grateful for, and it doesn't matter what it is. As long as you find back to that feeling of gratitude every single day, you're good. Then you raise your vibration. And of course, I'm supposed to say the easiest way to raise your vibration is go to your heart, breathe into your heart, and let that heart space expand through your whole system and body. And then you have a lighter vibration, you have a vibration of love. Because when we are in our head, we have a vibration actually disconnected. We are here in our own space. If you take an aura picture, you can literally see how all the energy is here, right? When we go into our heart, it shines out. It shines out from our heart center, and it vibrates all the way through the body system. Okie dokie. I think that was all. If you guys had any more questions, let me know. And also let me know if you're disturbed by the people who walk by. I had bought this microphone in hope that it would isolate my voice from all the other things. But let me know, because I don't know. I will know when I listen to it in the back mirror. How do I do kind of reality? How do I understand my dreams, and what are they? 1 second. So dreams are a mix of our subconscious and a mix of traveling different realities. We have to understand that what we call reality is not really real. It is vibrations and frequencies packed into physical matters, and then our souls are incarnated, and we are playing this game we call life for this moment, right? So dreams is just we are kind of leaving the body, traveling other dimensions, traveling these parts where we are catching up with the things where we couldn't catch up with during the day. So our subconscious is often taking over, right? And within the subconscious, there lies the things that we are still dealing with in our daily life, but that we haven't fully solved. And the other part is that all these light beings are traveling dimensions. They go back, talk with some of those alien beings, and kind of getting these downloads of things that we have to take back into this reality, and dealing with in the time to come. There's also people who see premonitions, so see things there's about to happen, or things that have happened in the past, and it appears in the dreams. And last of all, there's also people, me included, like before I fall asleep and I start leaving the body, it's like I hear all these voices all at once. I'm flying through the collected consciousness, and within that space, one thing is that I just hear everyone. But then there's also the beings that wish and desire to talk with me, or wish a desire to talk with someone on earth. In the beginning of my spiritual working with people, dead people used to come to me in that moment because they wanted me to speak with their relatives. Later I told them that I don't like it in that form. They can come to me when I'm awake, because I don't sleep a lot, and once I sleep I actually would be happy to sleep. So then they started to come to me when I'm awake, right? But for some people, this can still be how you communicate with your dead loved ones. So they can appear in your dreams, they can appear where you can smell them all of a sudden, or you see something that reminds you of them. That usually means that they are here and they're around. Alright, I think that was all the questions from today. Please let me know in the comments below how it feels that we do it outside. If it is too disturbing with the sounds or the people around, please let me know. And for questions and so what, bring them on Sunday. We will do the live stream next Sunday, but then the Sunday after that, we won't do a live stream, but I will let you guys know. And also, last of all, I would like to say that we are going back to Visako in the beginning of August, or the 15th of August. We still have a few spots left, so if you feel outside is very noisy, very cozy. Okay, so if you feel called to come to Visako, let me know, and you can come on the journey with us. This time is gonna be different from the other times. We're gonna connect a lot with the beings there, with the pyramids, and usually we do a lot of inner work, but this time we also really connect to other civilizations, to the memories of the stones, to reconnect that grit that has something to, I don't know, like when I feel into it, it is as if we are going there to reconnect something. There's a part of a bigger grid, which is always the main thing for my retreats, right? It is that we are reconnected to that. But this time I'm not supposed to talk so much. I'm supposed to be that energy, hold that space that opens that portal to whatever is meant to be open. And for the people who feel drawn to join this retreat, it's because they have a role within that, and they have a role within their own self-development, and a role within opening that space within themselves that helps them to come closer to their own authentic self within this incarnation. I think that's the shortest way of explaining what's gonna happen in Visako. And also, it's just gonna be amazing. I love this place so much, and I'm always very happy and grateful to go back. Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful Sunday, and I will see you next week. Doo-doo!